told me, he said that I can kill you here. I can kill you and nothing will come out of it. You're just Olori and nobody cares about Olori. I have AIG, I have IG, I have DPO. I will just say you caught fever and died and nothing will come out of it. Living in that palace behind closed door in a culture of you're walking on eggshell, there's tape recordings everywhere. I had to now make my own recordings for my own safety because I knew that one day my own Waterloo would come. Because everybody that has helped us on this journey has now become an enemy and he has now disgraced them. Did they have anything to prove their innocence? No. But every time you're fighting against me, oh, please, Oluwo, don't dress up as an emir. Don't name the baby Oduduwa. Why do I have to wear this crown? Stop using me. My wife is beautiful to pepper people. Let's just be normal. Yeah, part of the enemy. Who's the enemy? Them. Who is them? The enemy. It's like, you cannot win. What do you people want me to do? I want to be able to move forward, make my own mark, have my own voice. I wasn't allowed to have a voice before. Wasn't even allowed to talk in public. So I want to have my own voice, my own NGO, help single mothers, mothers struggling with children by themselves, because I'm struggling with a child by myself and it's not easy. I was in a shoe store in Ikeja before the lockdown. I went to go and buy a slipper for my baby. And one woman came up to me in the store and she was like, Chanel, I know you, Chanel, your name is Chanel. And I said, no. I said, that's no. She said, yes, I know you. And I was wearing hijab and everything to cover myself. And I said, no, it's not me. And I went home and I cried. I cried. Why should I be ashamed of who I am?
I want you, Your Highness, to look at it, and that's one of the things we are pushing for when we are pressing for the proposal for this interview, that the summary of your experience is a learning curve.
Yeah,
that everything is not about emotional breakdown. Of course, it appears as if you are humiliated, but nobody can have that experience. Your experience is legendary. Your experience is inspirational. Your experience is going to go a long way to tell us about the deficiency in our traditional culture, about the deficiency in marriage in the traditional culture, and maybe someone somehow someday will be able to build upon it and there'll be a correction. And that is why we seek your opinion. Let's also ask you that a lot of people are looking at you around the world and they say, somebody spoke to us from Canada the other day and said, oh, we need to support her, we are looking for you. At the time, the person told me you were in Canada and they were trying to pin you down. I wouldn't know. A lot of people have called on our channel and said, we would like to meet this woman. What can we do to support her cause? Maybe to project her NGO, to promote her experience, her documentation, and any other thing you want to do. How can people be of help? Because as far as we are concerned, you are a very respectable, wonderful, humble person. I know you to be very quiet, amiable. You don't talk. You carry yourself with a lot of grace, with a lot of charisma, and I think you deserve a life after the palace. And a lot of people want to help you. How can they reach out? How can they help you?
I believe that this whole experience, as I previously said, it is a learning curve. I've learned a lot. Even me doing this interview with you, we shared a few laughs.
Yes.
We made light of a lot of situations. But in my Jamaican culture, we say, you have to take a bad thing and make joke. Because we can't, in Nigeria, you will say, can't kill ourselves. Can't kill ourselves.
Say, I can't kill myself. Oh, I can't kill myself. Oh, allow me to flesh. Oh, I can't kill myself. Oh, you know, you can't kill yourself, Your Highness. You can't kill yourself. You have to laugh, even in the most darkest. You say it could have been worse than this. It could have led to death. The beatings, the kickings.
Say something, because there was a time up 2 years ago. I even threatened to leave a lot of times. And he would tell me, please don't let the enemy win us. And the girl that he was sleeping with, the mother was doing juju to him, and blah, 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 blah. And I always stayed. But there was one time he beat me so bad and I wanted to leave. And he said that I can kill you here. I can kill you and nothing will come out of it. You're just Olori and nobody cares about Olori. I have AIG, I have IG, I have DPO. I will just say you caught fever and died and nothing will come out of it. And from that moment, I was so scared because I felt like, what is this that I'm in? And then, our older mommies, our older aunties now, our Yoruba, Iyalo days and Erilus and Iyala Jays, they will come and be like, Olori, put it to God. God forbid. It cannot happen. But just be prayerful. Put it to God. You understand? And if you refuse to do that, they will not say, she refused to hear, but nice. So that's what I did for 4 years, is I put it to God and I've been praying. He wants me out of Nigeria by force, by fire. Doesn't want me to reveal a lot of things that I know. People will be saying to me, there's a lot of audio recordings, a lot of recordings that we have in our possession. They will say, but why were you guys recording each other? And I will say this, a lot of people don't understand this about living in OLUWO Palace, about what goes on behind closed doors of OLUWO Palace. OLUWO, in this big agbada that he wears, he has little, the AC remotes, small remotes like this. He will have it inside his agbada. It's a recorder. So when he's talking to you, or he comes to your house to visit you, he's recording. We all know him to be a blackmailer. He's recording. When I seen that he was having all of these, he has tape recorders all over the palace. So how am I supposed to even think of to even cheat with another man inside? And I live there, and I know that there's tape recorders in our palace. How am I, as all of the top society people of Nigeria that he's come to visit you people and played recording of me to you people, he has recordings all over the palace. There's no way for me to cheat. When he said, I've caught you, he caught me texting somebody, and the person was just telling me to be of good spirit, cheer up, and that they love me. And where we're from in Canada, we love each other. We love our friends. It's not a taboo to tell somebody that you love them. It wasn't anything sexual. I will say that. But my own is, I understand this part because, when you're because of ego, no man doesn't want to know another man is saying they love their wife. So that's where I said I was wrong. I cried, I begged, and he recorded me and played it for you people. So that's what happened. So living in that palace behind closed door in a culture of you're walking on eggshell, there's tape recordings everywhere. I had to now make my own recordings for my own safety, because I knew that one day my own Waterloo would come, because everybody that has helped us on this journey has now become an enemy, and he has now disgraced them. Did they have anything to prove their innocence? No. So I had to have things to prove my innocence, and that is why I have these things, because I knew one day I would need them. You understand? I was sitting with him in our parlor one day. There was a meeting with the rulers, a traditional council meeting with all of the kings in Nigeria. In when was this? In Abuja.
Okay.
And he went to say the OONI of IFE pushed him Do you remember this?
Yeah. It was a big scandal. Yeah. It was big. It was on the TV.
Yeah.
TV station.
Can you imagine? I was sitting in my parlor with OLUWO when he concocted that story out of thin air. Guess we're gonna be on the news tomorrow. Guess what? I'm gonna say that ONI sent the security to push me. But why? You understand? So if you're even doing this to a king of that caliber, an imperial majesty, you're just a royal majesty. ONI is imperial. And you're doing this to your superior, then what can you do to me? This is when I had to say, okay, you're smoking your drug. Let me just catch it in case I need it. I have to do this thing because now, look, the day has come. He's telling people I'm a 419. He's telling people I'm a shower. He's telling people I use this money. He's telling people that he caught me on top of a man. He can tell the people you're sleeping with our housemaid. Tell the people the truth. I confronted you 2 weeks later and put out of the palace. You understand? Tell the people the truth. So this is why I had to have these things to protect myself, because I knew the kind of person that I was dealing with. But at the same time, I didn't just want to throw the family away. I didn't grow up with having my mom and dad in the same home. And that's why I waited until I was even in my 30s to even have a child or to even get married, because I wanted to do it the right way. I wanted to have that family unit. That was my dream in life. So now I have this man in my life. Yeah, he's a bit crazy. He smokes his weed. He goes crazy. But I love him. And let's try to make it work. But every time you're fighting against me, oh, please, OLUWO, don't dress up as an emir. Don't name the baby Odudua. Why do I have to wear this crown? Stop using me. My wife is beautiful to pepper people. Let's just be normal. Yeah, part of the enemy. Who's the enemy? Them. Who is them? The enemy. It's like, you cannot win. What do you people want me to do? Because now people are like, but you stayed with him. What do you want me to do? Where was I supposed to go? But then it's even better I left when I had the chance, because I got put out and I have nowhere to go. We don't have shelter. This interview is even embarrassing for me. I hold myself in a high dignity esteem. I wasn't a broke person when he met me. All you people that are following me on Instagram, I have pictures from 2013. I was living in penthouse condo. I'm driving a CLK AMG. I'm driving Porsche. I was not a broke person. I had a good job. I was studying real estate with the Ontario Real Estate Commission. That's what I was doing in Toronto. When I met OLUWO and I gave up my studies and I came to Nigeria for a vacation. And I abandoned my studies and abandoned my whole life for this man. And this is how you want to repay me? You gave me a child. Now you're saying my child is not yours because you don't want me to use the title as Olori. Okay, keep Olori. I'm queen mother because my son is a crown prince. Oh, it's not my son. So you don't want me to use queen mother. You're very evil and diabolical to even think of making up a lie that I tried to kill you just so that you don't want to take care of your responsibility. You understand? But my child is not the first child that is abandoned, and it's not the last. There's 8 other children behind my child that he doesn't have anything to do with. You understand?
Yes, in fact, your story is very inspiring. Now, on a last note, really, what do you think good Nigerians can do, especially people in diaspora? There are a lot of people that feel that your story is touching, and some of them has heard about it. They said your NGO must be supported, that you must start something from here. What do you think they could do?
Right now, me and my son, we're in Lagos. Right now, there's a lockdown. So even if I wanted to go back to Toronto at the moment, it's not possible. And the reason I didn't go back to Toronto when he provided the economy Air Ethiopia ticket for us to go home, I did not go home because, you know, I left Palace December 15th. The ticket was provided December 18th. I felt like there was a chance that we could have mended for the sake of the family. I'm not a stubborn type of person. I don't, because I would have left him a long time ago. Let's mend this for the sake. But he kept going online, writing stuff about me, sending his agents to write bad things about me. So it was just at a point where, okay, the relationship is over. Because after all of this humiliation, you've humiliated me, dehumanized me, degraded me, disgraced me in front of the whole world. Somebody that stayed with you in the middle of even people from Lagos that came to visit us. They said, "How are you doing it?" Me, I'm from Lagos and I can't stay here. And you're a Canadian and you're staying here in the middle of OSUN State. How are you doing it? Yeah, there's not even AC. How are you doing it? You know, because of love. It wasn't because of money. We didn't have money. We still don't have money. If OLUWO is such a billionaire, tell him to show you his house in Lagos. Tell him to show you his house in Iwo. Tell him to show you his house in Canada even. Why are we using a hotel, Airbnb? Why are we driving around in Uber in Toronto? You understand? So even this is even disgraceful because of the way people looked at us in such high esteem. Now I have to open down my own yash to say, we don't have anything. Me and my son are in Lagos. We don't even have shelter. You understand? We're just staying among the goodwill people. You understand? And it's disgraceful because everybody knows I'm Olori OLUWO. So it's even as much as you want to disassociate me, I'm still Olori. I will always be known as Olori OLUWO. Yaoba. Ayaba. Yeah. So you used me to solidify that throne. One thing that is synonymous with that throne is the Olori is wearing a crown. Yeah. And who is the face of the Olori that is wearing the crown? Even if you want to marry 10 other Oloris and crown them, I was the first. After me, the other one is a counterfeit. So I was the first.
And then on your projects, do you think they can get across to you maybe? Yes,
you know, even to start an NGO, while I was inside the palace, starting an NGO was my dream. Okay. Because I want, Iwo is 90% poverty. It's an impoverished town. When you see millions of people gather around him, OLUWO, they are waiting for him to spray 200 naira. That is all it is. It's just poverty. And poverty leads to a lot of things. It leads to money ritual. It leads to stealing. It leads to killings. It leads to hunger. It leads to a lot of things. I wanted to start an NGO, but I was never allowed to. He says, you don't need to. You understand? So now that I'm on my own, I would love to do that, an NGO in honor of my son, you know, Prince of Peace Foundation, something like that, where we'll be helping single mothers. I'm a single mother now, and it's not easy. I don't even have a nanny. It's not easy. Now there's school lockdown, so I'm alone with my baby every day. Mommy, 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 mommy. All the single mothers, I commend you because it's not easy. And my son is my son's father is a first-class king that has not given 1 naira for my baby. 1 naira. Nothing. But every day you're saying you're fixing roof, or you're giving money, or you help this person in your town. Charity begins at home. All of this that he's doing, I feed my people 2 times a week. Tell the people the truth. Is people that are donating stuff to the palace that you use to feed the peace not coming from your own pocket. There's a man in Iwo, he makes bread, J-Light bread. He donates tons of bread, hundreds of loaves of bread every week. He brings them to the palace that we can help it to feed people. You never once went to the news and said, the J-Light bread bakery, he's baking bread and he helped. You take all the glory. There was a man in Canada, his name is Shola. He's with Naya, a foundation called Naya Canada. OLUWO, this man is the one that donated the $1 billion of hospital equipment. Remember that time?
I remember millions of naira. I brought shipping from Canada. He said he was the one that facilitated it. OLUWO said,
yeah, I'm the one that I donated billions. It was me. I used my own money, and that's why I don't have, because I used my own personal wealth. It was Naya Canada, headed by Mr. Shola. He's based in Manitoba. That spearheaded that campaign.
What do you call his organization?
It's called Naya Canada, Naya, Naya Canada. And Mr. Shola didn't get any of the glory. He took all the glory. You understand? This is something I've faced my destiny. I'm ready to move on, start my life over. I want to be free from OLUWO and his bondage. Nobody, all the top dignitaries we know, no one has even helped us because, again, I'm under OLUWO bondage. If you help her, I will know. I will see what's in her account. And So nobody wants OLUWO's problem. So they just go their way. All these billionaires. I'm in Lagos, hungry with my child. Hungry with my child. Thank God we don't look like what we're going through. My 15K jalamia, my 2K naira earring. They will look at me and say, she's enjoying. She's shining. We are not doing well. You understand? A first-class king that says he's a servant of God. You compare yourself to God. But you're comparing yourself. God is an all-forgiving God.
Yep.
He's an all-forgiving God. I didn't do anything to you. I've never cheated on you. If you're a man of God, you would have forgave your wife. You would have even contacted that gentleman that was messaging me and said, don't contact my wife no more. If you're that jealous, you will say, don't contact my wife no more. Or how do you know my wife? So that everything can be in the open. No, you put your wife out, do a disclaimer to let all the women know that I'm not. That's the only reason why he did that disclaimer. Oh, she's not, she's an ex-queen, because you want all the women you're flirting with to know that we're not together anymore. They can now make their way to the palace. You understand? That is all it's about. Me and Oluwo, we have a lot of argument because Oluwo wants to live the life of a 19-year-old boy. I'm a king. I can sleep with who I want to sleep with. And I'm always against it. So now you're free. That's another reason why he wants to rid himself of his family. So he can be free to behave like a 19-year-old boy that we all see him. People will say, oh, you're talking bad of him. It's nothing that you people have not seen. There's nothing that I'm saying that is not documented. Everything that I'm saying is documented. It's something that you've all seen. Oh, you're disgracing the throne. He's disgracing the throne himself. You better not say anything. Oh, But he's saying everything about me. If it's your own daughter, what will you do? I'm sure you will do something. To me, I would like to move. I want to be free myself of Oluwo's bondage. Anybody that wants to help us, you are free to help us. We are in need of help. This man has not 5 months, not 1 naira for his kid. No one is looking back on us. Nobody is looking back on us.
So that's tarnishing you off from friends that can help you. It's also tarnishing your image all from friends that can help you.
Tarnishing my image in the global sphere, all over the globe. For what? Because you don't want to look back at your responsibility. People need to know there's 8 other children, 7 other children, 6 other children that is even hungry. I shouldn't say they're because I don't know their situation, but he's not a part of their life. I want to be able to move forward, make my own mark, have my own voice. I wasn't allowed to have a voice before. Wasn't even allowed to talk in public. So I want to have my own voice, my own NGO, help single mothers struggling with children by themselves, because I'm struggling with a child by myself and it's not easy. So imagine I would love for God to use this experience to bless me, that I'm able to be a blessing to others, that I can help others. At the same time, me and my son, we don't have anything. We have no place to go in Canada. My parents don't live in Canada. Where are you sending us to in Canada? My house that I had in Canada, he told me to give up the home and relocate to Iwo. And I did. That's what a good wife does. Will I say no? I want to keep my house. He doesn't have money to pay the house rent. So I have to give up the house. And I moved to Iwo and I spent 4 years there. 4 hard, treacherous years. And everything I had, you took away from me. You took my clothes. You took my wigs. You took my makeup. You took my dignity. You took everything away from. If he could take the skin off my back, I'm sure he would have took that too. You say you took my luck that I don't have anymore. What else do you want to take from me? Now you're still going around disgracing me in front of everybody that you can think of that will give ear to listen to you. All because you're a kabesi. Is this what the royal stool is intended for? You will use this stool to destroy people? I'm not the only person that is destroyed. Imagine you will now go and say 15 other kings, you will go to a DPO and say that they threatened your life. You went to go and beat this OBA. There you have 10 SPU that follow you everywhere. You still went to put your hands to beat another OBA that doesn't even have police with him. This OBA does, what were you defending yourself against? You're a liar. You're a manipulator. You're a liar. I want to be free from him, free from the stigma. Imagine, I was in Ikeja the other day. I was in a shoe store in Ikeja before the lockdown. I went to go and buy slipper for my baby. And one woman came up to me in the store and she was like, Chanel, I know you, Chanel, your name is Chanel. And I said, no. I said, that's no. She said, yes, I know you. And I was wearing hijab and everything to cover myself. And I said, no, it's not me. And I went home and I cried. I cried. Why should I be ashamed of who I am? Why should I be ashamed? This man has made me to be ashamed of something that I did not even do. I don't even want to tell people, oh, I'm Olori Oluwo, because it's a shame, because he has brought shame. You tried to cover me in a cloth of shame. You understand? And when I went home, I cried. But then I read my Bible and I said to myself, if I could have returned back the hands of time, I would. When she said Chanel, I would have been like, no, it's Olori Chanel. It's Olori. You understand? It's not Chanel. It's Olori. My son is a crown prince. And there's nothing that anybody wants to do. You can't take that away from me. I didn't ask to be Olori. I didn't come to Nigeria and say, oh, I want to marry a king. I just came because I wanted to come home to my roots. I wanted to come home and be amongst my people. This is what my people did to me. This is by a king. A king introduced us. And the king is now, you understand? Kings. You understand? And now I should hide my face and hide myself and don't tell people I'm Olori Oluwo. Why? I suffered with this man. I stood beside you. You beat me. You cheated on me. You've done everything to put me down, and I stayed with you. You had no money. You had nothing, and I stayed with you. I wore your Ofi. Every picture I'm wearing Ofi. Ofi. 5K per pack. That's what bankrupted you? That's what I spent your money on? Even to buy the Ofi is problem. You understand? To sew the Ofi is problem. I want to use big tailors, BIMs, CEO Lumini. Oh, you don't need them. You don't need. I sold my clothes for 2K naira. 2K naira to sew my Ankara. But I spent all your money. I want to be free from Oluwo. I want to be free from the stigma, free from the guilt, free from the disgrace that is trying to cover me. I read, there's a passage in the Bible where God says that, you have been removed from a palace of darkness and you will now walk within the palace of the Almighty. I cannot quote it because I just stumbled upon it. And this was when I first...
It suits your experience.
It suits my experience. I have now left a palace of darkness. And now I'm still Olori, but instead of abiding in the palace of Iwo, in a palace of darkness, I am now abiding in a palace of the Almighty. God is the king. The same thing that your king says, oh, I am not the king. God is the king. God is the King of Kings. And I am his daughter. So does that not make me a royalty by default?
You're a royalty in all ramifications, Your Highness.
It makes me a royalty by default because my father is the king of all kings. So no matter what you guys want to take away from me, you can't take it away from me. Go and do DNA if you wish. I just want to remove myself from Oluwo, free myself from his bondage. Whoever wants to help me and my son, please help us. This king has not given anything and it's so disgraceful. It's so disgraceful. It's now time of lockdown. Please, I would like to buy tatashe. I would like to buy tomato. I would like to buy rice for my son to eat. You understand? Can I call him and say, please? I called him one time. Please, can you? Don't call me. Don't call my fucking phone. He cursed me out. What did I do to you ever to do to you? What did I do to you? You understand? Oh, you tried to kill him. This is a man where when he starts telling lies, he starts to believe in his psychosis of the lie that he's telling. That means you suffer a mental issue. Whichever woman that is in the palace with him, that is warming his bed now, I will just tell you to don't watch him to be doing the drug. Don't watch him to be doing the drug, because that was what I would do. I would watch him to be doing the drug. And now when the drug goes into his brain and starts taking over his brain, now look what happened to me. Look what happened to me. I supported him. You want to smoke your Colorado? I would support him. You want to do, the only thing I would say, don't sniff your cocaine around me and my baby. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it around my baby. That is all. But You want to smoke your weed and you smoke, just don't be beating me. You understand? That's it. I want to be free from Oluwo. I want to start my own NGO, have my own voice, move on with my life. I'm not looking to get married or have any children, but I just want to be free. I want to have a fun life.
You're still very beautiful. You're still young.
But he says no one wants Olori. Nobody wants me. He's the biggest thing to happen to my life. Nobody will ever look my way. I'm a note cargo. I'm a divorcee. This is the stuff that he was calling me and telling me that I just had to just throw my SIM card away because it's a mental abuse. If someone is not strong, you will just jump off of Third Mainland Bridge, that your life is over. Imagine a king is telling you that they used your Ori and your life is over and nobody wants you again. And in our culture, anybody that goes with you is going to die. Then you will just want to kill yourself.
On the last note, really, just give an advice because I know it's a very touchy issue. Last note, give an advice to a lot of people that love you, that appreciate you, and people that see you as their role model.
I will just say that, what happened to me is unfortunate. I ended up in the hand of a bad person. And, a lot of people will be saying, oh, but you knew he was bad, but you stayed. There's another verse in the Bible, Psalm 55, I believe it's verse 11, that, if I had knew what was going to happen, then I would have avoided it. What happened to me was, it was not my enemy that did this to me. It was somebody that I took as my lover. I took as my mate. I took as my friend. We took sweet counsel together under the Almighty. You understand? So there was no way I could avoid what was going to happen to me because I loved this person and I thought this person loved me. The advice I would give to anybody is, all this arranged marriage, come and meet my friend, this is what happened to me. A Lagos man, meet my friend, this. Get to know the person that you want to be with. See how they react when they're angry. Before you marry this person, see how they behave when they're angry. Do they have children? How were they raised? You understand? I don't want to talk about Oluwo's childhood, but it was a very treacherous one, according to the story he gave me. You understand? And maybe that's why he's so treacherous, because of what he went through as a child, allegedly. You understand? So you get to know the person that you want to marry. That's the advice I would give, because if I got to know this person, then I would not have agreed to a lot of things that had happened to me.
Your Highness, it has been a very wonderful, lovely, and it appears to be torturous, but it's also very interesting. It's enlightening, self-enlightening, and I think a lot of young women will have learned a lot from your story, and across Africa, across Nigeria, and across the world. And the consolation is that you had an experience that you can put to the world for the learning process.
I would like to also add this part, is that it's not the end, but it's just the beginning. I'm not the first woman to marry and separate. Even my husband, when he went to, we're divorced. There is no divorce proceeding. We didn't go to any, he woke up one day, put us on a bus and sent us out. There was no divorce. So you understand, we're divorced. It's not the end, it's the beginning. You understand? This is a new chapter for me, a new chapter in my life. And I would just like to say that every agent that is assigned against destroying my destiny, that is assigned against my destruction, every agent of darkness that has been assigned to make me or my son stagnant, I will say that you are not above God. And God has the final say. Above all king, above all principality, God has the final say.
That's interesting. I agree that God has the final say. And on this note, I'm so happy until we get another very opportunity to meet Her Highness. This was not easy, and I think God has really helped us to meet her, and it's went through a lot of processes, human processes, even prayer before we were able to reach to Her Highness. We want to thank Her Highness, OLORI Channel Chin, the OBA of IWO. I want to thank you so much, ma, for this wonderful honor.
Thank you so much.
I thank you because it's not every day that somebody like you have an experience and you reveal it and let people learn from the process.
It's not easy. It's not easy to even speak out about it because, again, it's so embarrassing.
Yeah.
It's very disgraceful. And a royal stool, you know, is so disgraceful. But I feel like secrets cannot die with me. You understand? I have to say, I can't let this man go around saying all these horrible things about me, and I will just keep quiet and hope that he will change. It's 4 years of hoping that he will change. You're a 55-year-old senior citizen. When will you change? It's not like you're 25 years old and, oh, he will grow up and change. You're a grown-ass senior. So when will you change? I have to say my own, and who doesn't like it, then you just don't like it. But this is my story, and it's my truth, and I come from a country where we have freedom of speech. Maybe in Nigeria there's no freedom of speech, but I will not keep silent, and I will not be bullied.
Thank you so much, Your Highness. God bless you so much. We wish you long life, good health, and we wish you prosperity.
Thank you.
On your child, on your ambition,
Amen.
and your endeavor.
Amen.
It's going to be well with you in Jesus' name.
Amen.
And it's going to be better than your past.
Amen.
So on this note, we thank you, viewers from home, from all abroad. We hope you've enjoyed and you've learned one or two things. Till we come your way some other time, the discourse continue. Goodbye. Goodbye.